This evening, the man known as the Prince of Darkness stepped back into his new department as a lord.
When you're advocating change and making people confront reality, people don't always take to it very kindly. They don't like it, and they don't always like the person it's coming from. You know, in politics, you pay one heck of a price. Taking the blows, the slings and arrows that are constantly being pointed in your direction. It's not easy.
You put yourself in the firing line as a career politician, but perhaps not quite as literally as this.
So the idea that somehow we're in this to enjoy ourselves is, in my view, a fallacy. My party was heading over a cliff. Now, in those circumstances, I could do one of two things. I could either go with the crowd, or I could try and make a difference. And I did the latter. And I was at the sharp end of change in my party. I didn't sit on a fence. I didn't wait for others to make the argument. Do I wish that along that path I had made fewer enemies? Of course I do.
Lord Mandelson knows more than most about being a target, having been twice forced to resign cabinet posts.
But if all I had been thinking of during that time was myself, I wouldn't have made the difference that I helped make during that time. I think when I look back at Lincoln's presidency and what he had to struggle through, I see a man who had a great sense of conviction, of moral certitude, that what he was right and what the changes that needed to be made were absolutely necessary for the US at the time. But somebody who was also prepared to use pragmatic means to arrive at his goal. And recruiting his rivals and his adversaries to the cause that he was pursuing, giving them a good reason to agree with him rather than to stand aside. That is the art and skill of politics. Clear goals, strong conviction, but pragmatic and realistic in how you would achieve your ends. That's what he stood for. And finally, he won.
We are in the fight of our lives, and yes, we do start that fight as underdogs. But Conference, let me say this. If I can come back, we can come back.
It's up to you to persuade people. You have to make the consensus. You have to show the leadership. You have to make the stand. And if you do it convincingly enough, enough people are likely to follow you.